What's up, guys? The Bears have wrapped up day 2 of OTAs, and we have a lot of things to talk about today. Let's get right into it. The highlight of the day was Justin Fields hitting DJ Moore on a deep pass down the sideline. Their connection is growing, and DJ Moore and Justin Fields both talked about how they've been building that chemistry on and off the field. I wish there was a video of this, but the Bears don't allow that, unfortunately, so we don't get to see it unless the Bears release a video of it themselves. DJ Moore is the clear alpha in this receiver room, with Chase Claypool looking like the clear-cut number 2 right now, especially with Darnell Mooney out. Fields clearly was targeting DJ Moore early and often today. Watching their connection grow is going to be one of the best things of this offseason. DJ Moore even talked about building chemistry with Justin Fields.
Still a work in progress. Today was a good day to jumpstart that. Been on the same page a few times early on.
You saw that one deep catch on the sideline. Can you take us through that one rep in particular?
There's a double move, beat the guy. Just played pitch and catch after that.
What have you guys been able to do thus far this offseason in terms of getting together and getting to know each other?
A lot of joking been going on, but seriousness in the meeting rooms. And on the field, I ask a lot of questions. He comes to me to see what I'm thinking. I go to him to see what he's thinking on it. So that's a lot of back and forth for that.
An updated list of players who are not at OTAs. Remember, these were voluntary and not mandatory. Jaylon Johnson and Nate Davis were the 2 biggest guys missing. Both Cody Whitehair and Lucas Patrick were on the field today. Eddie Jackson and Darnell Mooney are both in the building, but neither of them were ready to practice fully yet. Early reports are that Cody Whitehair looked good snapping the ball. It's something most of us will be watching all offseason. Cody has played center before, and I think his issues snapping the ball were a bit overblown. Another roster note, it sucks to hear this one, but Dejon Warren was not retained to the 90-man roster and is currently a free agent and was not in attendance at OTAs. I'm talking about Nugget Warren there. The Bears kept this quiet, but I was able to confirm it today. I hope they bring him back, at least on the practice squad. I'm a big fan of Nugget. Moving on, Coach Eberflus singled out Tremaine Edmunds as a guy who's already taken on a big role as a leader on this defense. He was a team captain at Virginia Tech and for the Buffalo Bills defense. That was a team that made deep playoff runs, and Edmunds was a leader on that defense at a very young age. His leadership is an underrated asset of that signing. I expect him to have a big season. He had one of the biggest plays of the day. He had an interception off of P.J. Walker that he ran back for a touchdown. Tremaine Edmunds' pick 6 was one of the most talked about plays of the day. During Tremaine's interview, he mentioned Andrew Billings as a guy for the younger defensive lineman to look up to. He practices like a pro, and he's a very underrated addition to the Bears' defensive line. I will be doing an all-22 breakdown on Andrew Billings sometime this summer. 4 of our biggest start, the Bears held press conferences for Tremaine Edmunds, DJ Moore, Justin Fields, and Matt Eberflus today. If you missed out on those, they're available on the Bears YouTube page. Everyone spoke highly of Edmunds. He looks like the real deal, and I think he's going to be a stud for our defense. Jaylon Johnson was not at the OTAs, and reporters asked Matt Eberflus about it multiple times. It's important to note that JJ is healthy and training on his own, but he was not present at OTAs. No word if it's contract related or not, but JJ is entering the last year of his deal. He's in shape and should be here for training camp. But this was mandatory, and some players without contracts skip these around the league. Chase Young and Montez Sweat both skipped the Commanders' mini camps, as well as various other players in the NFL. In Jaylon's absence, though, some of the youngsters have stepped up and made good plays. Tyreek Stevenson and Terrell Smith have each looked good, but also today Michael Ojemudia and Greg Stroman Jr. both broke up passes from Justin Fields. Some of the younger guys are getting starting reps with JJ not at camp. Greg Stroman Jr. is mostly a nickel. I broke down his signing last year, but he was banged up and didn't play a lot. Good to see him back and active and healthy in camp again. Michael Ojemudia, the former Iowa Hawkeye, I broke him down last season. He has a ton of potential if healthy. He nearly picked off Fields today. With Nate Davis not here, Lucas Patrick and Jatari Carter got the reps at right guard. Larry Borum worked at time with the ones at right tackle. Don't sleep on Carter winning that backup guard spot. Although Eberflus likes Lucas Patrick as the backup center and guard, he's experienced and versatile, but I like Jatari Carter. He has a lot of potential. Lastly, my man Justin Fields gave away some info in his presser. Other than working out and training with DJ Moore, Chase Claypool, and Cole Kmet this offseason, he also met up with Velus Jones Jr. and Khalil Herbert down in Florida and worked out multiple times. Justin said Mooney is in the building every day, working hard and rehabbing. I expect Mooney to be ready to go in training camp. Fields was asked if he thought the Bears would take a quarterback in this draft, and he just responded, no, not really. I mean, come on, reporters. Ryan Poles has already came out and said that he met with Fields early this offseason and told him there's no chance they're drafting a QB high and that Fields was the guy. They're building this team around him. He knew what the Bears' plans were this offseason. He also came out and said that DJ Moore is playing the X receiver role in this offense, like I've talked about. He's the clear-cut number one option for Luke Getsy and Justin Fields. They had Claypool lined up at the Z and in the big slot position. I expect Claypool to move around a lot and make some big plays this year. Justin Fields spoke specifically about Chase Claypool's improvements, saying he's been incredible this offseason. He said his attitude, work ethic, and knowledge of the offense have all went to a new level, and he's so excited to work with Claypool this season. I love to hear it. Eberflus added that Fields' mechanics, footwork, and execution in the pocket look a lot better, more crisp, and not just better, but consistent, play in and play out, he said pretty much every time. Eberflus also mentioned Justin Fields, Jaquan Brisker, Braxton Jones, and Eddie Jackson as four guys who have really spent a ton of time at Hallis Hall helping the rookies and new players learn the playbook and get acquainted. There's a lot of new players that have been brought in this year. It's an interesting group of guys there. Fields and Braxton Jones on offense, Brisker and Ejax on defense. I love it. I know a lot of people are ready to get rid of Eddie Jackson because he's one of the older and higher paid players on our team, but he really has bought into Eberflus's philosophy and became a team leader. I expect Eddie Jackson to have a big season if he can stay healthy. Also, a cool story about Justin Fields was shared this week as well. He graduated from Ohio State and got his degree. Kevin Warren was there with him attending the graduation. Warren said Fields was so eager to get back to Chicago to work that they flew back from Ohio just hours after the graduation. Fields' work ethic and leadership continue to go underrated, but he is the real deal. I cannot wait for this season to get started. That's all, guys. If you have any questions or any other comments, hit me up in the comments. I'll try to answer those the best I can. Please remember to hit that like button. I appreciate all you guys so much. Stay tuned, and until next time, bear down. Bonus story. Eberflus shared a story of he was on a blocking sled today and trying to motivate Gervon Dexter, and Dexter almost threw him off the sled, and Eberflus joked about it a little bit, saying, I really got to taste Gervon's power with that one. And like you guys saw if you watched my All-22, Gervon is one of the most powerful players I have ever seen in my life. I can't wait to see him in Chicago.
Yeah, a little bit. He's trying to get him to how to release off of blocks, and you can definitely feel that. He's a very powerful man. And he's exciting to watch, and he can move. That's what's great about him having a big athlete like that.